Claude just told me to fire my clients. Not just one client, not just the worst client, pretty much all of them. Which is actually a problem because those clients make my agency £9,500 a month.
They say heaven's for churchgoers and hell's for the heathen, so I'ma just ball the f out while I'm breathing. What you know about that?
So today, I'm giving Claude access to my entire agency, and we're gonna find out if it's genius or just straight up delusion. And although I think it's absolutely crazy that I'm letting Claude determine my next steps for my business, I actually agree with it. Because here's the problem. Despite having 11 clients making £9,500 a month, since moving to Dubai, which is where I live now, I've lost 70% off my profit margins. Because when I was in the UK, I was doing all the work myself, the filming, the editing, the social media, the graphic design, the websites, everything was literally 95% profit margins. The other 5% was just petrol and Adobe subscriptions. And then when I moved to Dubai, I had to hire content creators and editors and people to help me because I was no longer living in the UK. So when I gave Claude a massive long prompt and said, listen, this is my business, this is how much I'm making, this is what I give to my clients as a service, this is how many clients I have, it's come back and it's told me to fire every single client. So I sat there for about 30 minutes and explained to Claude everything about my business, how it's run, what sort of clients I have, how much I charge, how much I make on a monthly basis. And I also told it, what is the deliverables? What do I offer my clients? And this is when Claude looked at the whole business operation and went, well, if you're not doing the work anymore from the UK, but you're charging your personal prices, which was a cheap price, then the business actually isn't that profitable. And it ended up telling me that at first it was profitable because I was doing the work myself and I could ultimately charge what I wanted. But now that I moved away from the country, I'm paying more to the content creators that I'm earning myself as the business owner. I'm making about £250 for a month from that client and I'm paying a videographer £350. Like that isn't right. I ultimately said, look, don't be my yes man, tell me straight facts. Should I keep the agency running in the UK or is it not worth it? And that's when it replied, fire all of them. And to be honest, it makes sense. As much as it's scary and it's worrying, and I've built the agency up to be so big in my own personal capacity, it's no longer a profitable business because I've built the business wrong. It comes down to one main thing, is I can be making £15,000 a month in the UK, but the split second something happens to me, like hospital or something worse, the next month the business doesn't make any money because I'm not running it anymore. Now there's one thing that I haven't told Claude because I didn't want a biased opinion on the business. And I've worked out the amount of money that I was making in the UK after paying all my expenses like the content creator, the graphic designer, and people to help me with the clients. After having 11 clients in the UK, my income was £9,600. And after paying all of my expenses, that left me with £2,725. Now, although that's still good amounts of money, £2,700 to monitor, run, help, grow 11 different clients, in my opinion, as an agency owner, isn't worth it. And that's why I think Claude has come back and told me to get rid of every single one of them. This sun is killing my eyes. But I haven't told Claude a little secret. Since moving to Dubai, I have signed a deal and a client in Saudi Arabia. One client that pays me £10,000 a month. And although the content is being done for me in the UK and I'm pretty much now hands off and it's £2,700 a month, it still comes with a lot of headache that I don't want to deal with anymore. I'm in a completely different country, enjoying my life, trying to regrow a business. And if clients like that Saudi guy is around this area for me to help, then I'd rather do that than deal with smaller, low ticket clients in the UK. So, am I going to get rid of my UK clients? Yes, I am going to slowly start getting rid of clients that doesn't fit my business model anymore. Does that mean losing £2,700 a month? Unfortunately, yes. But that time can now be put into Dubai and Saudi Arabia to sign more guys like the Saudi client. So ultimately, Claude told me something that I knew I should have been doing in the first place. I just was too scared to make that jump, to fire clients that I worked so hard to get over the last 4 years. I've now made the decision. If I didn't sign the Saudi contract, I probably wouldn't be doing this, because that £2,700 a month would very much be needed.